water. So I'll just reiterate what I was saying because I'm not sure what the camera cut. But that's a large reason why LGBTQ is being pushed to children so much, because if this next generation of people grow up thinking that, okay, for a man to have a husband is fine, and for a woman to have a wife is fine, you're not going to get as many people recreated. So again, that ties into the depopulation agenda. And it ain't hard to connect the dots if you've got the eyes to see and the ears to hear. But as the brother read, a lot of our people have been cursed with the spirit of slumber. So they're not going to wake up to what's going on. And as I was saying, a lot of people, the reason why they took the serpent's juice is because they're looking for a way out. And because they don't know of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, if they're Israelites, if they don't know of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, they're going to be looking to Esau to be their problem solver. But Esau was the one who created the problem in the first place. And there's a saying, problem, reaction, solution. So Esau comes up with a problem. The problem creates a reaction in the people, and the reaction is what Esau wanted, so then Esau provides the solution. So the whole thing it was never about, oh, people are dropping dead from C-19 and this kind of shit. No, it's always been about the mark of the beast. Everything he's doing is towards the MOTB. From building his 5G towers, from creating the Internet of Things, from giving us credit cards which have microchips in them, from getting us to, we moved away from using cash into using credit cards. And before you used to have to swipe your card and then get you to sign some paper. All that's ancient stuff now. They brought out the microchip on the card. So now, first of all, it's like, okay, you put your microchip in, you tap your PIN number. Then all of a sudden, oh, it's just tap and go. So now you just tap in. What's the next thing going to be? Oh, now you can pay with your phone, you know? And now Esau was smart because the mobile phone, like, he knows that that is something that people keep with them all the time. For example, you've got your house keys, right? They might be in my pocket. While I'm out there in my pocket, but as soon as I get home, I open the door, close the door, I put my house keys down, I go up, do what I'm doing. So you don't keep your house keys on you all the time, but yet your mobile phone, you'll have it with you when you're out, when you go home, when you're sitting down. You tend to keep your phone with you, so therefore Esau was smart and made you think, okay, now you can pay with your phone. Now the next thing from the phone is, that's considered something like a wearable, like you wear a watch or something. Then Esau comes up with these watches, like these Fitbits, right, where you put on your arm, and it tells you about all your health data and stuff. You're wearing that more and more often, like people go to sleep wearing these things, right? Well, the next thing is to make something that's a wearable, something that's an implantable. That's where the technology is all going. So all of these things, the smart apps, the smartphones, everything is going to be tied in with the Internet of Things and work towards the mark of the beast. That's what this is all about. It was never about people dropping dead of, oh, some virus and, oh, they're sick now. No, it was all a play to get people to take this serpent's juice, because what the serpent's juice is doing is it's creating
separation, a division.
Yeah, it's creating a division between the elect and the world, obviously, but it's also creating it's like prepping your body for the mark of the beast. It's prepping your body for the mark of the beast because it contains things like we've heard about the luciferase and the graphene oxide, and these things are all gonna interface with the MOTB, right? So it's all prepping people for that. And we've said it before, those people who have taken the clot shot, they're gonna take the mark, man. You just know it. And one of the ways Esau's gonna play it is that because so many people are getting these health complications from the serpent's juice, Esau might just play it and say, look, okay, we're having some strange side effects, but if we put this chip in you, we'll be able to monitor your heart rate. If anything happens, if you have a stroke or a seizure, you'll know straight away. You won't even have to call 999 because you're going to be interfaced with the Internet of Things. As soon as you pass out, the ambulance crew will be notified straight away and they'll come to your house and they'll be able to save you. That's why fuck this NHS, man. All this shit about flipping, yeah, we need to clap for the NHS. No, fuck the NHS, right? Why I say that? Because the NHS don't give glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Deuteronomy 32 verse 39 says, I wound and I heal. Yeah. So who the fuck are these doctors? Okay, I'm not. They do a job, like they might patch you up a bit, but the power over whether you live or die, that comes from Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai.
Zechariah 13 and 8 says, and it shall come to pass that in the all of the land, saith Yahweh thy power, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
Yep.
But the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call upon my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Jehovah thy power is my God, man. Because you mentioned about the people take it. They're going to take it.
Yep.
Because this, as you said, is the Most High that kills. He kills, he makes it alive, man.
That's right.
So, fortunately, my parents then pass and transcend. They're sleeping up there in the, in the heavens now.
Yep.
But when your parents come against you and start saying they're taking it and they're laughing and they're saying, yeah, what's wrong with you? And they're looking forward to getting theirs, or they've already got it.
Yep.
This is a script. This is a precept that most of us said they're going to take it. They have to take it because most of us is getting rid of these people, man. But as it goes on, you got something to say?
Yeah, that's a beautiful point, because what we're seeing right now is the beginning of sorrows.
Right.
A lot of these people are taking it, and soon enough they're going to start dropping dead. So, in a weird way, Esau wanted to cull the population, right? But the population will be culled, but it's going to be on the terms of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because he wants to get rid of these people. Esau's just playing his part. Esau is the sword of the Lord on the left-hand side, but it's ultimately Yahweh's will to bring about a great reset. And the great reset isn't going to be what Klaus Schwab is talking about some fucking fourth industrial revolution. No, the great reset is when Yahushua comes, cracks those clouds, and destroys this place. Then we're going to bind up all the elites that escape. Then they're going to know about a great reset, because they're going to be pulled out of their position of authority. And they're going to know what it's like to be on the bottom. They're going to know what it's like to be living in a squalor and having to flipping work from can't see at night, from can't see in the morning to can't see at night.
Yeah, can I just add to what you just said? Because you made a point, was it a couple of weeks ago, was it last week, you said that like you got mansions, you got middle class, so-called middle class, you got rich, right? And if the Most High is that, we have to die off, the 2/3 have to die off, but also the third, Esau, majority of them, not majority, a lot of them are gonna go.
Yep.
Whatever class they are, middle class, rich, whatever, and there's gonna be empty houses around, right?
Yeah.
This is all strategic you said it, and I thought to myself, that's true, because this is strategic. That if we have to go underground and be like pilgrims, we ain't gonna be we're gonna have want for anything, man.
Exactly.
If it's the Most High's will that whatever our look may be, it is. Some of us might have to be in the wilderness. Whoever has to go into the FEMA camps will do that.
Yeah.
But if there's going to be this is all strategic of the Most High. How it's going to fall, everything's going to fall into place anyway. So.
If I may say, that's a good point, because to elaborate on that, there's a scripture where it says there was a man who had great possessions, right? And he thought to himself, I've got such great possessions, I'm going to tear down what I've got and build an even bigger barn. But the scriptures say, oh, thou fool, dost thou not know that thy soul will be required today in heaven? So that man dropped dead. So what happened to his possessions? So for example, a lot of these people who are taking the serpent's juice, right?
The what? Yeah.
A lot of these people who are taking this serpent's juice, when they drop dead, what's going to happen to their house? What's going to happen to their car? What's going to happen to all the food in their fridge? All that stuff's just going to be left. So it might be a case where, if you're of the elect, there might be a great abundance. Whereas you might see, okay, there's not much food in the supermarkets. There might be people who be preppers, who are hoarding shit, and then they drop dead, like in the film I mentioned before. What's it called? The Road. There was a point where they were starving, and they came across a shelter and they had all this canned food and all this kind of stuff, which someone had stored up for the day of judgment, but they asked dropped dead before the day of judgment, so it was just left there for the man and his son to take. So that could easily happen. I mean, there's so many ways that this thing could play out that there's no need to really worry, man. Just trust that the Lord's going to have your back.
I got one, yeah?
Yeah, go ahead.
What you just said, Matthew 16 and 26. For what if a man profiteth, what profit if a man shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Yep.
And what shall a man give in exchange for his life?
May I speak on that? Because that brings me on to another subject that I wanted to touch on just quickly. I was watching a video this morning, and before I came out to the camp, and one of the brothers put up a video of this character. I don't even like to call him a man, just call him this character, Little Nas excrement, right? And he was on one of those radio shows in America. I think they call it the Breakfast Club or something. And he was on there, right? And they asked him a question. they were basically asking him, so what do you think about people who are offended by what you've been doing? For example, they say that you're a negative influence on our children. You know what this guy said? He said, fuck their kids, right? He said it out of his own mouth, fuck their kids, right? I don't care what they think, you know. His whole thing was like, you know, as far as I'm aware, you know, you only get one life and you only get one chance to make it, and I'm just going to do what I do, fuck their kids. And they started laughing along with this guy, right? Now think about this, right? Shouldn't that make you mad, right? This guy's up there, he's promoting sodomy, Satanism, all this kind of shit to your children, and he says out of his own mouth, fuck your kids, but yet when you go on YouTube, his videos come up in the search. If you put in baby videos on YouTube, Lil Nas X videos come up. So let's say you've got a little child, a son or a daughter, right? They're 4 years old, you might give them a smartphone or a tablet to play with. You think, okay, they're going on YouTube, I'll let them watch children's entertainment, right? They type in baby videos, and Lil Nas X flipping videos of him twerking on Satan's lap is coming up in the search.
Wearing dresses. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
so that shows that YouTube is complicit in the wickedness. We already knew that, right?
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that they're promoting him to your children. And he turns around and says, fuck your kids, right? Let me break this down. This guy's clearly sold out. We know he's sold out, right? But back in the day, politicians used to have to be careful about what they said. There's a lot of politicians who got in trouble for saying the wrong thing, and the public found out, okay, this is what they're really all about, and their careers were destroyed. Let's use an example. I'll use an example. Remember the film Batman Returns? The villain in that film is the Penguin, and he becomes the mayor. And in the course of the film, the city thinks that the Penguin is a benevolent character, that he's going to be mayor and all this kind of stuff, like he loves Gotham. But it turns out that really he hates Gotham, and Batman had a recording of him, and he was basically saying, I played this stinking city like a heart from hell. Then when Penguin becomes mayor and he's giving his speech, Batman plays that recording, and all the people hear the Penguin saying, I played this city like a stinking city like a heart from hell. And he's talking bad about the people, and all these people are like, what? He said this? And they start throwing all the vegetables at the Penguin, and he has to run away. That destroyed his career. Now this shows that we're living in a wicked age, because Lil Nas X could sit there out of his own mouth say, fuck your kids, and people aren't angry about this, that he's leading them in a way which they shouldn't be going.
Okay, Lil Nas X said that?
Yeah, out of his own mouth, fuck your kids. Now, this goes back to another thing. What did Cain say about Abel? Am I my brother's keeper? So he's got that spirit on him. He's like, you know what, man, I'm going to do what I got to do, and I'm making it now. I'm a celebrity. Now, I want to say another thing. This shows that Lil Nas X is not really, he's not making it on his own talent, right? Because if you're a musician or an actor, right, and you're making it on your own talent, you're going to love your fans, because your fans are what make you, right? You're going to be like, you know, I'm really grateful that you people are supporting my music, or you come to watch my films, thank you so much, it means a lot to me, right? That shows that he's not doing it off talent. He's doing it because he's a puppet,
Yeah, that's right? Yeah.
That's why he doesn't have to be cautious about what he says in terms of saying, fuck your kids.
Yeah.
Because if he really, like, if he was really making money off these people and their children, he'd be like, you know what, man, I respect all my listeners. I'm sorry that some people feel this way, but I've got to do certain things. He would say that. But because he's not making money from those people, he's like, fuck these people. I'm getting paid anyway.
Man.
See, he's getting paid anyway because he's playing out his role, but that is set up by the elites. And the Elder Ramar put up a video, I think it was earlier this week or late last week, where it showed Lil Nas X in this Gucci video, and he's standing up there with, is it David D. Rothschild? And basically, why is this nigga who's I don't even think he's had more than one album, he's only just dropped his first album, but why is this guy getting promoted so much? Like, usually as a musician it takes a few albums for you to really become big, you know? Okay, you might have some success on the first album, but then you need to do follow-up, you need to do some tours, you need to do promotion, you need to do all this stuff to build your career. This guy just fucking came out overnight with this Old Town Road song. Okay, now all of a sudden it's the #1 in America for 14, 15 weeks. It's the longest running #1 song. Like, before that it was Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men. For like however many years, that song held the record. Now all of a sudden this Lil Nas X just comes up on the scene. Oh, now he's got this #1 song. Then, I remember how this thing played out, blow for blow, because me, I'm into music, right? And I remember when this guy came on the scene, and I was thinking, who the fuck's this guy? And he teamed up, was it with Miley Cyrus's dad, and that guy spawned that flipping, what is it, Billy Ray Cyrus. He spawned that flipping demon child Miley Cyrus, right? He comes out of the woodwork, does a duet with Lil Nas X. Okay, this song blows up, it's number 1. Then they had Lil Nas X come out. So he comes out and they said, oh, you know, I'm gay. So that was the next step, right? And then they just went full on with this guy to where he's doing these videos where he's twerking on Satan's lap, and then they have the BET Awards where he's lip locking with another man on stage, you know. All of this has been a carefully crafted plan. So it's not really a real career. That's why he doesn't give a fuck about offending anybody, because he knows so long as he keeps doing what his daddy Esau tells him, he's good. He's set for life, so he thinks. But he's got a rude awakening coming to him, because the Most High's gonna slap that flipping slap the taste out of his mouth when Yahushua returns, man. That guy's fuck. And this is another thing, man. Nations start with your family. That's why brotherhood's so important. Like, for example, a lot of our people, because we're destroyed as a nation, a lot of Jake just think, you know what, I just got to do what I got to do, man. I got to do what I got to do. So they've got this individualistic sort of mindset. So Jake's eye is evil towards his brother, and he's thinking, look, man, I got to do me, man. I got to do me. So he's got that mindset, and Esau's taken advantage of that, and he's used it. So basically, he's weaponized it, essentially. So Lil Nas X is doing what he thinks he's got to do, but he's destroying the nation by promoting these evil things. Satanism, sodomy, you know, covetousness, all these things he's promoting to the youth, and he thinks, well, you know, I'm getting paid, so I'm doing all right. But really, he's helping to keep our nation further destroyed.
Yeah.
So that guy's a nigger, man.
Yeah, to add what you said, there's that guy, Billy Tuck. Billy Tuck.
Oh, that fucking flamer.
Right, in Cinderella.
Yeah, in Camille Cabela's Cinderella.
The new Cinderella, man. And you're talking about, this is the agenda. This is an agenda. He's dressed up as a woman. He's playing the part of a woman. Yeah. And wearing dresses, and he's doing it with pride, and he's doing it with resentment, like hatred. You know, it's an agenda, man.
Yeah.
So they ain't got nothing to lose. They've sold their soul.
Yeah. If I may say on that guy as well, because Lord Winner, I'll do a video on that. I completely forgot. So much going on, I forgot about that, right? That Billy Porter character, I saw his ass before as well. It's not the first time he's come out and been applauded for wearing a dress.
On the
red carpet. So he's there wearing these fucking abominable outfits, man. That's all I can call it, abominable outfits.
Yep.
And I don't even know if that guy is a Jake, to be honest, man. I'm thinking he might be a tear, because he's got that kind of look in his eye that he don't look like no Jake to me. But whatever the case he is, whatever he is, he's going to get destroyed, because he's an abomination, man. The scriptures say, a man shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a woman, and a woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Yeah, but this is the thing, man, and that shows how far society has fallen. Because you got, like, I was on the train coming up here. I'm sitting on the train, and there's a woman sitting in front of me, and she's got one leg on the floor, and she's got another leg up like this, and she's sitting like this using her phone. And I'm thinking to myself, how the hell could a woman be sitting like this on the train? That's some fucking madness, man. Back in the day, the way a woman would sit, and she was wearing trousers, fine, but she's not supposed to be wearing trousers anyway. But you know, if you're a woman, you're supposed to wear a dress. You're not supposed to be sitting there with your crotch all open like this, like every man can look and see you while you're on your phone. Some fucking madness, man.
I got a better one for you, right? There's a brother, is it a brother or somebody, I don't know if you put it on social media, but a woman was going out of just a shopping market, right? And she put her ass out the window and done a number 2. He said he done
out of a car.
She done a number 2 out the window.
Window of a car, right?
Window of a car, and done it there. He said the woman never been wipe up and clean up and none of that, and just drove off. But the point is, right, is that
either my woman.
He didn't say she could be one of the tribes. By the sounds of it, I don't know if he was an Edomite. It could have been one of the tribes. But the point is, he was basically saying these women ain't got no self-respect no more.
Discretion is something that doesn't even fit in a woman's vocabulary anymore, man. If you just look at the way the women dress these days, it's all the rage to be wearing these crop tops where they're not wearing no bra underneath, so you can see their nipples busting through, or they're wearing these skin-tight leggings where you can see what they call the whole crutch, the camel toe, man. That's some off shit, because these women don't understand. This is the thing. These women think it's about them, right? What they need to realize is that, no, your role is to serve your husband. So all your private parts, really, they're for him. That's his reward for being your husband. You're not supposed to be exposing your ass to the whole world. But going back, you just reminded me something. Hello. You just reminded me of something from my childhood, man. When I was at primary school, about 5, 6 years old, there were these kids who came to the school, and there were these kids that came to the school. There was a boy and a girl, brother and a sister, about 5, 6 years old, and they had the nickname the Caravan Kids. And the reason why these kids were called the Caravan Kids is because they were Edomites and they were absolutely filthy. And when I say they were filthy, I mean like, you know when a child just don't wash, or the parents don't wash the child, their hair's all matted and all kind of stuff, their fingernails are dirty, they don't wash at all, and their clothes, it's like, you know when I used to go to school, my mum would put me in decent clothes. Like she wouldn't have something where like you spill your cereal, you're eating cornflakes and the cornflakes spill on your shirt, and then they send you to school in that top. No, you change the child's clothes, you keep the child clean. But those kids were really filthy, right? And what they used to do is they wouldn't use the toilet. Like sometimes they'd literally shit in the bushes. And they had a reputation, that's why they were called the Caravan Kids. They were literally like, pissing shit in the bushes, when really there was no need to do that because there were toilets. But that's how they were. They were these Edomites. I completely forgot about them, but you just brought it back to my mind by telling me that story of that woman who shitting out the window and stuff. And I mean, to be fair, right?
No decorum, no self-respect, no dignity. The woman, I'm going to say this too, right? There's been a spiral, even since my little short life, there's been a spiral of women, the way they're carrying themselves. It's just spiraled down.
Yeah.
No self-respect, man.
Yeah. And this is the thing. Women are more ashamed. Now it's wrong for you to bring out a woman's wickedness. Like if you ask a woman, how many men have you slept with before I met you? How dare you ask me that question? You know, they get offended by that. When it's actually, you shouldn't even have to ask that question. You know, if this was a righteous world, you deal with a woman, you'd be like, you know what, man, this woman's a virgin. I ain't going to be committing adultery with anybody. But now, see, it's been turned on its head to where now you're wrong for bringing out the woman's bad behaviour. Now you're the villain for pointing out where she's going off, which is just backwards. But thankfully, things are being turned back the right way up, which is why a lot of these women are catching, they're starting to catch the hell now because they're realising, hang on a minute, I'm up in age now, I'm 30 years old. I mean, come on, man. You're not supposed to, you don't want a woman that's 30 years old, man. You want to enjoy a woman in her prime. Even with the children, man. What is, in essence, it says, roughly paraphrasing, ask a woman and ask her why she doesn't bring forth all of her children at the same time, and that the children that are born when she's older have not the strength of those that are born in her youth, right? So really, a woman's prime years, that's when you really want to be dealing with her. When she's flipping 45, yeah, she may be running a business or something, but who gives a fuck about that business, man? The woman's probably all dried up and shit. That's why a lot of these women are having, IVF treatment and shit. Because they've got up in age now, they're finding it hard to conceive, and they've realised, oh shit, man, I've got all this money, but I ain't got no children. See, because this is the thing, when you're a woman, you're supposed to have joy in your children, man. But you can have all the money in the world, and you're sitting there by yourself, and all your friends have got families. What are you doing, man? When your friends are going and having days out to the beach with their children and having fun, or having birthday, they should have birthday parties anyway, that's off. But you know what I mean, just having fun with the children, you're sat there and you might have like thousands of pounds in your bank, but you're miserable. You've been played. That's Esau playing your ass, man.
But you know what though, it's so good that people are acting so degradable, because it shows you. Because see, there's a flip side to everything. It shows the condition of the world that we're living in. And you know, back in the 1930s in this empire, people weren't acting like this, man. Like women had a lot of class, and it was a shame for women to act a certain way and to even dress a certain way. You know, so women and just even the men that's in this society, they're just showing you the state of this world. And it just goes to show us, the ones that are awakened, that we're at the very end of this world. Because it can't get any worse than this. And then this guy, like you was talking about, this rapper dude, I mean, I wouldn't even call him a rapper. I don't really know if he raps or whatever. No. But, you know, this guy, you don't really know where this guy's coming from. Like, a lot of these artists that make it big all of a sudden in 1 year or a couple of months, a lot of these guys, man, it's like you got to remember, like, throughout the years, I remember there was videos being pushed out there of missing boys and missing girls and stuff like that. So you don't know. He could have been one of those missing young lads. And he was prepped to be
MK Ultra.
Yeah, MK Ultra, and to basically promote degradation among the nation, and as well as the whole entire nation of America. Because the thing with Jake, when Jake do something, everybody follows.
That's right.
So if you can get a degradable nincompoop, well, he's not a nincompoop. He was a probably an MK Ultralized lad. That was somewhere back behind closed doors somewhere, and they prepped him to just be who he is.
Yeah, to come up on the scene.
To come up on the scene. So when he came up on the scene, he's coming with his bullshit. Wow. So this is the thing. But like I said, this society is through, because when you what I found out, right, and I sent you the article. What I found out on Zero Hedge News, and this other news articles that speaks about this. Now what you have going on right now is you have remember when Joe Biden came on the scene and he gave his edict of what people are supposed to do in terms of getting, the thing, right? And what is it? Making sure that right, but making sure that the employers have their make sure that the employees have the thing, right? And if you have 100 employees,
Yes.
they're supposed to get the thing, right? So, and he said a lot of other things too that the governors all in the different states didn't agree with. So what we're going to read is we're going to read on how all of the governors in every single state have actually opposed what he actually said, the edict that he's given. So this society is done, because when you have your governors going up against the president, it's shit now, because they're all supposed to go together. The governors and the presidents, as they've been doing for so long, supposed to work together.
That's right.
Not working against one another. So when you have all of these heads that's supposed to exemplify order and structure in this society, and they're going against each other, that shows you that we're living chaotic society, man, and it's gonna get worse. Go on, brother. So let's read this.
Right, I'll read it. This is from Zero Hedge. More than half of U.S. states vow to fight Biden's serpent juice mandate.
Yeah.
It says 27 Republican governors, attorney generals have vowed to fight the latest executive order issued by President Joe Biden, mandating that over 80 million private employees receive the C19 serpent's juice or undergo weekly testing, or the employer will be fined. And it says the executive order directs the U.S. Department of Labor's Office of Safety and Health Administration require that private businesses with more than 100 employees mandate that their workers receive both doses of the C19 serpent's juice, or undergo weekly testing. Non-compliance will result in fines of $14,000 per violation. The governors who've expressed opposition, including those from Arizona, Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Mississippi, Montana, Nebraska, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, West Virginia, and Wyoming. Republican Attorney General.
How many states is that?
Let me count. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Roughly about 25.
So that's half of the amount of states, approximately, of governors that have opposed the edict of Joe Biden, supposedly the president. So, as I'm going to say, and I'm going to say this again, we're in a world or an empire that's collapsing now. It's deteriorating inside, like how it says in the book of Deuteronomy 7, where the Lord said that He would destroy the Canaanites little and little. That's what He's doing to the system.
That's right.
He's destroying it little and little, and the next thing you know, He's going to make his appearance on the scene while they get into warring, because that's going to be the last and end all of this world, is when these nations, and including America and Great Britain and the rest of the nations that have been working with America, they're going to go against America at the very end. So this society is on the verge to nothingness, to naught. So that's all I want you to read on that right there, brother. So get the Mark 3:23. Like the parable that the Lord gave to the Pharisees, because they was against Him, obviously. So then He said, "Why callest thou me Satan? How can Satan cast out Satan?" So we're gonna get that.
Right, this is Mark chapter 3 verse 23. And he called unto them, sorry, luckily stuck. And he called them unto him, and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
Yeah, that kingdom cannot stand. And this is a society that's based on Satanism, man. I mean, you know how the elite get down. You know how the politicians get down behind closed doors, right along with the shadow government. So we already know what the deal is with this world. We know that this world is of Satan. But as it looks right now, you have individuals that are in these high positions of power, including these different governors, which they've sold their soul, which I beg to believe they've done anyway. But as I'm going to say, they're going against one another now. Now there's quarrels. Now there's a disagreement. Everybody's supposed to be down and one with each other and promoting the Maxine, but you got certain groups of people that are not with it. So we're talking about almost half of America that's actually opposed against the edict that Joe Biden made concerning the Maxine mandate. And then if you were to actually look at the military, you got thousands in the military that are not down with this thing, and as well as the police. We're going to get into that as well. So the government is divided when it comes to this thing. Okay, when you have a divided government, your society's through. It's finished. It's done. Go on, brother, because the government, the people that's inside that structures the government, they're supposed to be structured themselves. So if they're destructured within themselves, this government, then the whole society is destroyed. Go on, brother.
Do you want me to read more of the article, or man, make a point?
Yeah, go on, make a point, brother.
Right, that's a good one because again, with the option is like if you've got over 100 employees, either you get them all tested or they get fired. Now those tests aren't cheap. Those tests cost money. So the people who are being pressured now, they're thinking, well, look, man, I'm gonna have to pay for all these tests, and even if I do the tests, they may still close me down anyway because I haven't got rid of enough people. So it's putting the businesses under all kinds of pressure. They can't really. He's asked them to do something that isn't very easy to do.
Okay.
So and furthermore, some of the staff are just straight walking out. Like I heard a story about one hospital, a maternity hospital. All the midwives walked out, so they can't deliver children anymore. So that's the thing. Once the people realise, hang on a minute, if we start walking out, like again, there's some fighter pilots in the U.S. Army. Like they're really highly qualified fighter jet pilots, and to get those kind of jobs takes years of training, years of flight hours to get to them positions. I think 4 of the top fighter pilots just walked out. So who's going to fly those planes now? You know, and that's just one example. There's all kinds of things.
And there's another one. Can I just say, brother? There's another one in I think it's a couple of days ago. I think some firefighters in Canada, they all striked because they wasn't agreeing to take that thing.
Yeah,
right?
I saw the video on that too.
Yeah.
Because you had these coppers.
Yeah.
They were all lining up protesting.
Protesting.
There was a lot of them too.
Imagine firefighters, and if there's fires happen, who's going to go to the fires?
Exactly. So there you go. So I mean, you got a lot of people.
The both sides
against it.
Both sides bad, man.
Yeah, he sure is. He sure is.
I got one for that, yeah.
You're going
for that. Ecclesiastes 10 and 3 says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Yeah, and that's why this world is deteriorating, because you have the powers that be that are destroying their people. And like you said, brother, you was talking about the rapper dude. They're using these rap artists, these so-called pop stars, I call them, and they're destroying the minds of the people, causing people to basically be a bunch of degenerates. So how can you then have a thriving system with a bunch of degenerates? You can't. The society can't thrive anymore. And then they're talking about, like I always